Welcome back. Famed startup accelerator Y Combinator unveiling its newest class of companies. Robotics, chips, coding. They all kind of sound familiar, but the incubator says it's the most profitable cohort ever thanks to AI. Kate Rooney has the latest in today's Tech Check. Kate?
Hey, Kelly. Yeah, so Y Combinator has one of the best investing track records in tech. This incubator wrote the first checks for companies like Dropbox, Airbnb, Stripe, and Coinbase. This is all over 20 years or so. The firm says it's funded around 5,300 startups, now worth $800 billion in market value. Over a dozen of those are now public, and more than 100 have topped $1 billion in value. You can think of this as Silicon Valley's boot camp. So YC tends to back founders right when they're starting to hatch an idea. They have a $500,000 check plus some hands-on coaching as part of that. I sat down with Gary Tan, who launched his own company out of YC, as it's also known, back in 2008. He's now the CEO of Y Combinator. And at their demo day event this week, Tan told me the tech mindset. Remember this? Growth at all costs. He says that is out the window. This class of companies, they're growing faster than any he has seen in the firm's history with real revenue.
The wild thing now is for about the last 9 months, the whole batch, the whole YC batch in aggregate, on average, grow 10% per week. So not just like the number one or number two company out of a cohort of 30 or 50 or 100. Literally, the whole batch in aggregate is growing revenue by 10% week on week. And that's never happened before.
And that is thanks to AI and something Tan calls vibe coding. So for a quarter of the startup batch, he says 95% of their code was written by large language models. That means they're not going to need to hire that team you typically need of 50 engineers. It's also likely going to have implications for venture capital investors if companies in the long run need to raise less cash and hire fewer people, Kelly.